I've achieved Divine. And if you don't know what Divine is, or what Dota is, Divine is the rank below Immortal, and Immortal is the rank where you get onto the leaderboards. I say achieved because Divine was actually one of my goals, or reaching Divine was one of my goals. And I'll be honest for a second, I've achieved, in quotation marks, Divine like 5 times. Every time I get into Divine, I think the highest rank I've actually been is like Divine 3. But every time I get into Divine, I'll lose a bunch of games, and then I'm back in Ancient, which is the rank below Divine. If you don't know what if you don't know what Dota is. And it sucks, man. It really does. And I've read a few Reddit posts of, people that play Dota, and when they lose a bunch of games, they let everyone know. They blame Gaben, they blame Dota, they blame their teammates. No one likes it. No one likes losing, and it sucks. And that's what I wanted to talk about today, just failing and succeeding. Everyone knows what failing feels like, When I fail something myself, I lose a bunch of confidence. I start thinking, let's use Dota for example, when I lost a bunch of those games and fell down to Ancient, I just felt like maybe I didn't deserve Divine, maybe I'm actually a really bad player and I should be in a lower rank. And that's with anything in life, really. When you start failing a lot, you lose confidence, you make more mistakes, and you lose sight of all your previous successes. I get into a position where I make a couple mistakes or I fail a few times, and then I start looking at my whole life thinking, have I actually achieved anything? And I go through all my failures and I'm like blind to any success I've actually made in my life. If I take a step back and actually look at my life as a whole, I've actually achieved, a lot. I made a few mistakes, but I've also achieved a lot. And I shouldn't feel bad, or I shouldn't lose confidence of who I am, or start overthinking about what people think of me. And I actually yesterday Googled what failure was, just because I was feeling philosophical, and I felt like a failure at the time, and I was like, what is a failure? So I googled it. It came up with a failure is the lack of success. So I was like, well, what does success mean? And it came up with when you achieve a goal, basically. So when I lost a bunch of those games and fell down a rank, I was experiencing a lack of success, and I felt like a failure, basically. And that was because my goal was to achieve Divine. But then I started thinking, what if we changed the way we think of our goals in general? Not just in Dota, but like in life. For example, if I made a goal which was to win this game, there's a lot of external factors that dictate if I win or lose this game. If I made a mistake and one of my teammates was having a bad day, they would flame me, maybe abandon, or just give up in general. They'll sit in Fountain and say, they'll all chat, and if it was League of Legends, they would press that surrender button. I don't know which button that is, but I know League of Legends has like a surrender button. And then I would feel like a failure, because my goal was to win the game, and due to external factors or stuff that I can't control, I've lost the game. So what if we actually made our goals something that we can actually control? For example, let's say with YouTube, I make a goal, or I create a goal for myself to upload once a week. And if I really tried, I could probably do that. Once a week uploads. There may be some external factors of, internet going out, or if I have to travel somewhere for a week, if you travel for work. or if, you know, you get really sick. But, you know, still, once a week is still a long time. You can just probably plan videos. Oops, sorry if I bumped the mic. You could probably plan videos just in case, you know, you do fall sick or something pops up. But it's more in your control. I know some people have goals for YouTube where it's like, you know, achieve 1,000 subscribers, which, you know, you could probably do that. It might take a while and you might feel demoralized. Is that the word, demoralized? If you don't achieve it quick enough. And then, but that's what I'm basically saying. Like when you do fail, you get that feeling of dread. You're not good enough. So making a goal as, you know, achieving 1,000 subscribers it's also pretty risky. Deep down, I want to reach Immortal, but in this, I guess, since we're talking about the subject, maybe I should make my goal things I can control, such as every 3 minutes, get the Lotus Orb, or every 7 minutes try and steal their Wisdom Rune, or the enemy team's Wisdom Rune, or Rune, or get my rune every 6 minutes, go to the mid lane for runes. Dota is very, like, every little thing that you do dictates how the game goes. So making a goal surrounding these little objectives may, I don't know, do better than making your goal divine. Because if you start losing games, let's say 20 games in a row, and then you don't want to play it, you uninstall it, you make a post on Reddit saying, Dota has force 50% win rate, Gaben doesn't want me to win, the whole world's out there to get me. It's more of a mindset as well. You ever see those, like, sport players when they're just in that mode of never make a mistake, they play around a little. You know, you see pro Dota players do this in their games. They just get into this crazy confidence mode. They just play around, have fun, and they just feel like they just can't lose. And, you know, they end up winning. And then you see these other players that they make a mistake and then they start overthinking, and, you know, then they make more mistakes, and then their brain is just filled with friggin' juice and they can't even think straight. And so yeah, I don't know, comment down below if you agree with me, or if you're going to try it for your own games. Make smaller goals. You know, you feel better succeeding than failing. There's some weirdos out there that love failing just because they just, like, critique everything they do. But seeing most of you players, you know, type in all chat getting super angry, and, you know, I'm not saying I don't get angry, I also get angry, but when I get angry I start losing a lot of games. And yeah, that's basically what I wanted to talk about, just to start this conversation. You know, comment down below if you agree, disagree, other tips in regards to creating goals and how to cope with failure. You know, we're all here to help each other, and yeah, I hope what I said makes sense, and I'll see you in the next video.